Okay, Alex. I know that we didn't want to do like the snack food copy thing anymore.
Oh boy.
Because you didn't like it, which is fair. I don't care enough anyway.
I didn't not like it. I just wanted it to be more substantive.
Right, because that's Alex really.
It's a hallmark. Hey,
nothing but substance and substantiveness. But no, anyway, I did see something on a bag of snacks the other day. These are the Safeway brand corn chips, but they're dipping chips. They're shaped, scoop like.
Okay, yeah, scoops. Big fan of the scoop.
The front of the bag, they have a whole line of different snacks that have a bunch of punny phrases on the front, and whatnot.
Yep.
So this one said, "Here comes the dip," because the chips are sort of shaped like roller coaster cars, and so there's a little picture of like the chip, with stick figures writing in it, and sort of the dip on a roller coaster, right?
Well, that's cute.
Here comes the dip.
Okay.
Yeah, it is kind of cute, and so I think we should co-opt it for our new slogan. No more Whoppers. Here comes the dip.
Who is the dip referring to?
Well, I think, this isn't the greatest show in the world, and I think a lot of people like me tend to listen to a lot of podcasts in a row, like on a weekend or something.
Okay.
And I think it's good enough warning. If somebody listens to something good and then goes on to our show, it's like a nice little warning that you're not about to get the same sort of quality that you might get in the last show you listened to.
That's a good idea.
So, I'm thinking at the beginning of the show, instead of, this banter and this theme song, we just open up with "Here Comes the Dip" and then the theme song and whatnot. It's not like, someone who's probably going to listen to Freakonomics Radio is going to go to us and, be kind of upset that, we're not Freakonomics Radio or something. So, you go from the end of that show to "Here Comes the Dip" and people are ready. That was all I was thinking.
Are you saying it's finally time that we go forward with Frailnomics?
No, that was not. That's something different.
Are you not ready for a gabagool-based economy?
Thanks for listening. You can keep up with all things Radiolab at radiolab.org or follow us on Twitter and Facebook.
Here comes the dip. Folks, welcome to No More Whoppers. It is that time again. What do you know? My name is Ray Barnholt, doorknob and drawer handle enthusiast, and with me as always, Alex Fraioli, the original Higgs boson.
Hi, folks.
Is it boson or boson?
I think it's boson.
Bose Wave Radio?
I think it's Bose Wave Radio.
Page 2. Had to throw that in again.
Thank God.
Alex, how is every little thing?
Hot. Everything here is hot and warm and steaming.
Yeah, it's like it's summer or something.
It is summer. It is the middle of summer here in beautiful Japan. And
I have to say, it's a little bit different for me. Today was kind of cool. It was like 70-ish degrees, but the wind was blowing. It was a very nice, cooler wind than usual. So I was feeling pretty good today.
Fuck you!
I know, right? And
yeah.
Apparently there was some sort of heat wave like elsewhere in the Bay Area, but I never got any of that. So it was fairly cool, like pretty much the entire week for me. And here we are in the middle of the summer. It's pretty good.
Meanwhile, I'm walled up here in Satan's asshole.
Yeah.
I do live in the hottest and most humid region of the hottest and most humid prefecture in Japan, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah. I wonder if Japanophiles think about that when they dream about moving to Japan.
No, not at all.
Whatever. They don't consider the weather.
They don't see that. No.
You gotta consider that. It's not all anime and video games.
That's
okay, folks.
Wait, it's not?
It's extreme temperatures, and it's probably not going to get better. Global warming and all.
Yeah.
That's my inconvenient truth for you nerds out there. So, I wanted to follow up on last week.
Yes.
I talked about that 3G thing I got and had some trouble with.
Yes. What's the news?
I said I'd report back if anything happened.
Yes. What happened?
What happened is I backed out of the whole thing.
Ah.
I decided I don't want to deal with it anymore. So I just said, give me the refund. I had all the box and everything, so I just sent it to them. And luckily, they were much more responsive with giving me like a refund, and accepting that. So
really?
That's good service.
Yeah.
Too bad their device did not work for me in time. Yeah. But also the thing was that I didn't really need it. I don't need to be spending extra money on that sort of thing, even if it wasn't a lot and even if it wasn't, every day constantly. It was still basically a toy, and I didn't really need it. So
no,
I think I'll be fine just scraping by with my iPhone to check my email wherever I go if I want to. And the rest shall fall into place, I'm sure.
Raymail.
Now, I know you, people are probably thinking, well, Ray, you can just tether your iPhone to your thingy, right? And I say yes, but not really, because I have a grandfathered unlimited data plan. And the thing with that is that they won't allow tethering. But if I choose the plan that has tethering, it's actually going to be more money overall. And with a data cap. So I'll choose unlimited data and no tethering over tethering and limited data and more money. Because I'm frugal.
Hey, what do you call it when you put a hat on a Star Trek character? A data cap. Thanks, folks. I'm going to be here all week.
Thank you so very much.
I'm not happy with that. I'm really not happy with that.
No, I don't even understand why you even said it out loud. Why are you even... I
don't know.
Why are you here right now? Tell me that.
You invited me. I'm Alex. Wait a minute.
When you're here, you're family.
Yes! Oh, I'm so glad we're going with that. I was so happy to think of that last week. Folks, it is our slogan.
Wait a minute.
What? What's going on?
We just talked. Never mind.
What?
They don't know about that, I guess. But yeah, other than that, and the nice weather, I've had a pretty uneventful week.
Yeah, keep bragging.
I mean, well, there's nothing really to brag about. I am unemployed and single and rather pathetic. But
I don't know. Did you see the LA Times article on all the people who are fun-employed?
No. I've heard that bandied about, though. But
yeah, it's that kind of thing. It says, oh, I've got no job, but I'm using this to have the time of my life. Okay, you don't have any money, though.
Yeah, well, maybe a severance package.
Yeah.
I'm done with my severance package. I mean, I probably bought a lot of food, gabagool or something.
Have you tried the instant gabagool?
No.
Okay.
It sounds like something that's only in Japan.
It comes in a powder. It only comes in a 5-pound bag.
Yeah, right.
So it's just a thick orange powder.
Do they still have the ramen, the instant ramen bowls that you just pull the tab and it starts to heat itself?
I've never seen those before.
Okay, maybe it was just like one of those things that was in the 90s really briefly.
I don't doubt that it exists or existed, but I personally have never seen it.
When I used to work in my last retail job, it was mostly a grocery store. I worked in electronics, but the grocery store would always get like these weird sort of products in every week, and it was like they had 1 week it was Oh Boy Oberto beef jerky chips.
Oh,
well, I didn't mind them, but
wait, when you say beef jerky chips, is it chips of beef or is it like corn chips or potato chips that are beef flavored?
No, it's the former. It's extremely thin, crispy. They were extremely thin, crispy crisps.
Well, that sounds nice.
Jerky. They weren't bad, but I mean, people saw and it was like, oh god, this would be terrible. These are terrible. People were predisposed. More to my point, they also brought in these Wolfgang Puck instant coffee canisters things, and what it was just like the ramen I described. You pulled a tab and it would start to heat itself using some sort of weird convection liquid.
Magic? You mean magic?
Yeah, well, yeah.
My goodness.
So yeah, you could have like an espresso, basically in a can. You would pull a tab or something, and it would start to disperse the solution that would instantly sort of bring the coffee inside to a boiling temperature.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I remember reading about that years ago in the 90s. They had that in Japan too, an instant ramen that did the same thing. So I'm asking you if they had it here. I mean, there again, still, but I guess not.
No, but now I want to get some. I want to track some down.
I know, right?
If you had a convenience store, then I would live with you.
Oh, speaking my language. But yeah, that thing went away like in a week, along with the beef jerky chips. But those were one of those experimental items.
And the self-lighting cigarettes.
I don't think they'd sell that at the grocery store.
And the self-feeding babies. Wait, what? No.
Boy, I wish. Am I right, parents? Baby blues.
Now you're speaking my language.
Leave me the fuck alone. Pause for effect. Brilliant. Yeah.
All right, I got some Alex news if I'm clear for the go-ahead.
Alex!
Thanks.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, that's my signal. Okay, it's like the bad signal.
Yes.
Means we need you. All right, I went out to Nagoya on Friday night because I figured it is the first night of my summer vacation. I want to sort of unwind after an extremely stressful month of work.
Yeah.
So I went out.
Well, may I say congratulations.
Thank
for
you.
Clearing the hurdles.
Surviving, thank you. Yep, I got past the first semester of my final year as an ALT. Harrowing experience, but fun nonetheless. You know what? As much as I do complain about the job, there are parts of it that I am seriously going to miss. Like just hanging out with the kids. Actually, teaching the lessons I'm not so fond of, but hanging out with the kids is fun. And like just playing with kids and making them laugh is really fun.
Yep.
Like I gave this little girl a giggle seizure the other day, which is always very rewarding.
Yes,
and then
of course.
Swung her around like helicopter style, Good times.
Yeah.
Anyway, I went out in Nagoya and did not have the great time that I was expecting. I don't know why.
Oh, no.
It may be because since I quit smoking, I've sort of taken up a weekend cigar. And I bought a pack of... It looked like a pack of cigarettes, but it said cigars. They really were cigars. They just look like cigarettes. I bought these things. And when I say like mini... They look like mini cigars. I don't mean like Swisher Sweets. I mean they looked exactly like cigarettes, but brown.
Uh-huh.
And smoking them made me look like a kid smoking for the first time who doesn't know how to inhale. Because you're not supposed to inhale when you smoke a cigar. You're supposed to just take the smoke in and sort of enjoy the flavor and then spew it back out. Which looks identical to a kid who doesn't know how to smoke a cigarette, inhaling the smoke and then immediately, spewing it out his mouth.
Yeah.
So I got to look like an idiot smoking those. They just look silly. And then I bought an actual size cigar, and I realized something. You smoke a cigar to appreciate the flavor, and when it's difficult to appreciate the flavor of something is when you're really drunk. So I ended up, I ended up going
to... Does that apply to everything?
You're
saying?
No, but something as abrasive as cigar smoke, I will say probably.
All right.
I went out to my favorite retro video game bar, Genesis. I beat Rockman 5 again. Good for you! Thanks, buddy. And I smoked half of this cigar, and it was just so awful that I put it out. Couldn't finish it. Found my way back home. I got the last train, thank you very much. Made it to my stop. Came on home. Good for you! I'm very supportive today. I'm loving it.
Yeah, well.
I don't know. I think... I can't enjoy myself as much as I used to at the Coopers, for example, which was my old haunt. I stopped by at the Coopers for happy hour. Because when I used to live there, I lived down the block from the Coopers, it was easy to just stay there and lose track of time and have fun and just forget, about everything. Forget all my cares. Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name.
Knows your name, yeah.
And they're always glad you came. But now, I live out here in the sticks, and I have to catch a train home. Suddenly, I can't relax in the same way at my old haunt. It's like, all right, I can hang out here for a little while, but eventually I do have to get the train back. I can't have too much, because eventually I have to find my platform and get on the train. It sort of dulls the entire experience for me.
Oh, you poor baby.
Shut up.
I mean, well, you're describing my life.
What's your life?
I deal fine. I deal very fine with it. Last night, in fact, I went out to happy hour and some drinks with friends.
Really? What'd you have?
What did I have? A beer.
Okay.
And then some shots.
See, isn't it fun? Wait, no, shots? No. Shots are not fun.
I don't mind.
Yeah, I'm not a shot guy.
I don't care. It's not like I initiate it. I was just like, oh, okay, whatever.
Well, I don't care who initiates it. I just don't like drinking them.
No, I thought you were going to, pile on me or something.
I'm going to do that anyway. You know why? It's really fun.
No, I can't imagine why.
Yeah, it's really fun.
But, I don't... I like to be able to go home at a reasonable hour. And, I don't like... I guess like you, I don't like having to say, oh, I gotta go and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And having to go to the train. But I really just mostly want to go home. I know what it sounds like. It's a weird tug of war with me. But, you know.
No, I understand where you're coming from, because there are circumstances, even when I used to live there, where I would want to go home early. Like, if I had, like, a really, really bad day at work, I would pop in for a few drinks, and then I'd be like, oh, I don't even have the energy to do this. And I would just go home and play a game and go to bed.
Right.
But the thing that I want to do most is to just stay there and not drink myself into oblivion, but get pretty damn close. And just talk for example, my friend Dallas was there. His real name is Masanao. He's a Japanese dude. You may have seen me retweet a few times. I met him at the Coopers, and we drink sometimes together.
He seems like a dynamo.
He is a dynamo. And, when I used to live there, we could sit at the bar, and one time we had a 2.5-hour conversation about the Evangelion reboots, which was a lot of fun.
Yes.
And then, I saw him on Friday, and I was almost... I went to Otakon 3 times. What the fuck was that for?
Evangelion.
Oh, yeah, that's right. One of my... one time I did cosplay Gendo Ikari. That's true. I cosplayed several times. Thanks, Ray. I was actually inspired to cosplay Gendo Ikari because I posted a picture of myself on a message board in like 1998 or 99, and Jeremy Parrish was posting on the same board and said I look like Gendo Ikari. So I thought, yeah, you know what, let's do it.
Yeah, you got glasses.
I got the glasses.
Black hair.
Altered a blazer. Got the black hair.
Altered blazer.
Yeah, it's a sequel to Altered Beast. It's really
it's
really
not the greatest.
lackluster.
Yeah, it's like Golden Axe 3, not that great.
Yeah.
Vanadil.
Anyway, talking to Dallas now, still fun. He's still a funny guy, but in the back of my mind, I'm still thinking, oh, fuck, it's, the same reason I don't want to get too involved in a demo. It's like, if it ends, I'm going to be sad because I enjoyed it. If I have this conversation with him, I'm going to be sad because I have to leave. So I'm not putting all of my effort into it. Like, if I can't go completely overboard on something, I'm very... what's the word? Hesitant.
Not Alex?
I'm hesitant to give any effort at all if I can't go whole hog on something.
I see.
Like, look at Diablo 3, for example. I've been playing a lot of Diablo 3 only on the weekend.
Sure.
Because if I play on a weekday, I know I'm going to play until 2 a.m. So I just don't do it.
Right. Well, that's good.
And on the weekend, I just go insane. Right?
Yes. Makes sense, though.
Now, it's easier for me to play something like FF11 because in a place like
Vanadil.
everything moves at a much slower pace, and it's easier to pull myself away from the game. But in Diablo 3, you're in this constant state of advancement and grinding and getting new gear. You're always getting new gear and stuff, and I find it very difficult to pull myself away from that once I start.
I understand.
I think my coffee just kicked in.
I understand. I'm the same way, especially lately.
Yeah?
I hardly have time for games and whatnot.
You hardly have time for games? Well, yeah, with all the shots you're drinking, Jesus Christ.
Oh, very funny, very funny.
You are my best friend.
With all the procrastinating I do, it's hard to fit in a lot of leisure time.
Oh, well, but doesn't leisure time fit into procrastination?
No, not the way I do it.
Oh.
It's mostly just sitting there going, well, I should be writing this thing. Yep.
Page 2.
Like that.
Oh.
You said you were talking about how, you don't relax in the same way anymore.
That's right.
Why don't you just try relaxing like me then?
Well, how do you mean?
Like I was just saying, you could pretend you're procrastinating Ray. You sit around, you watch some YouTube stuff, you maybe dabble in a game for like a minute or two, and then you maybe write a sentence of something, and then you just sort of do it all over again in a cycle for about, 12, 13 hours until you get too tired to, stay awake.
Well, that is what I used to do before I was an ALT. I was sort of an unemployed bum for 2 years here in Japan. I was teaching private lessons.
Right.
And that
Now a bum.
I brought that on myself. I was really... I was in that same situation. I was playing a game for a little bit and watching YouTube videos and writing a sentence and then just repeating that every day.
Yeah.
And it didn't work for me.
No.
No.
Well, then what are we going to do?
I don't know. What do you want me to do?
Oh, wait. Well, you're going to get the bar and then move back, right?
No, I'm not. Why
back to Nagoya.
Oh, yes.
So.
But it's expensive. I have things to pay for.
Right. Obviously. But you'll have things to do. Right?
Yeah, I guess.
And you'll
Actually,
be
yeah,
owning a
I'm going
bar.
to be too busy. Not too busy, but, I'm going to... I mean, now I just have the day job, and that's it. But when I move back, it's going to be that plus working nights. But, I'm kind of excited for that, actually.
With or no more Whoppers?
Well, I'll still have time on the weekend.
Oh, yeah. What, you're not going to open on the weekend? I'm just kidding.
Oh, my God. I'm going to open at night.
It's a thing. Jace, I know.
Why don't we turn it into a Whopper bar? Get Burger King on the phone.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
For more Whoppers.
Folks, I've just invented something called a Whopper shot. It's an entire Whopper burger crammed into a shot glass.
God.
Sounds pretty good.
No.
No?
I don't know. No.
The Higgs boson makes it possible. Hey there, sir. Are you interested in trying a Whopper shot?
Leave me the fuck alone.
All right.
Okay. Well, you did have some fun.
I did have some fun. My demeanor at the Coopers was more or less unchanged because I've always had to catch the last train. I'm sorry, Genesis. I mean, I've always had to catch the last train from Genesis when I go home.
Yeah.
Because I don't live in Ichinomiya. I'm still amazed that the difference between the last train times is only about 20 minutes. Because when I lived in Nagoya, I would take the train at midnight, and to get back here now, it's the train at 11:40, which is ridiculous because one is 5 minutes away and one is an hour away. But I love it.
Yeah. Again, sounds a lot like what I go through.
Yeah.
Except last night, I got done at around 9 o'clock.
That is so early.
9:40, and then I got home around 10-ish, and we're good. Yeah, that was awesome.
Hey, when we're done
It
recording,
was technically just a happy hour thing, and
after we're done recording, you want to play some tennis?
thanks. I knew you were going to do that. I knew when I say shit like that, I now know that Alex is going to do some sort of little quip, and then we're all going to laugh, right, everybody? Ha-ha. And then, fun will be had, and another No More Whoppers legend will be made.
Steve!
Yes.
So it is summer. I'm trying to enjoy my summer, but something that has been bugging the hell out of me, and this has only happened at a couple of the schools I work at. It hasn't happened in my domicile, so I don't freak out that bad. I'd get swarmed by fruit flies. I think they're fruit flies. I don't know what else to call them.
Well, is there a Japanese name?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. They just call them flies. Hi, but they're not like house flies that we know. They call them orange flies because they're like small and orange.
Yeah.
No, these flies, they swarm me when I get to the school. I sit down at my desk, and they have all the windows open in the teacher's room because they can't have the air on because it's expensive. Mm-hmm. So I've got flies, tiny little fruit flies, just everywhere, crawling on my arms, on my legs, in the crevices of my pants, in the folds of my shirt.
Yeah.
I get up to...
Well, let me ask you this.
What?
Do you sweat citric acid?
Yes.
Well, then there's your
I
problem.
lost out on the genetic lottery here because some life forms, the xenomorph, for example, will bleed acid. Alex, on the other hand, sweats citric acid. Not as good, not as useful.
Mm-hmm. No.
I'm Alex. It doesn't eat through the hull of a ship, is what I'm saying. But yeah, like I get up to make a copy, and I come back, and there's a dozen dead fruit flies in my coffee, and I've got to pour it out and get more.
Oh.
Yeah, like that's what I'm dealing
We
with.
didn't mention that part.
Yeah, everywhere.
Maybe they're kamikaze.
There are... that's... I'm not going to lie, that is in excellent taste.
Maybe the fruit flies are having their own World War II.
Okay. And apparently there's a miniature USS Arizona in my coffee.
Right, yeah.
That's for the history buffs.
Of course.
Now, fuck.
You're dying,
Yeah, I'm
is
done.
what you want to say.
Yes. Now, in a nice gesture, one of the other teachers lit one of my beloved mosquito coils and put it right opposite my desk, which is great because I've said before I love that smell. I love those coils. It did nothing to keep these things away.
Right.
They just continued swarming. I bet there are even some inside my netbook.
Okay. Well, let's not think about that.
I'm trying not to, but now
Now
I can't not think about it.
Well, you're being all gross.
It's like if I tell you don't think about elephants, the first thing you think of is Sharon Lois and Bram, The Elephant Show.
Never heard of it, honestly.
What?
No.
Son of a bitch.
What? The Sherry Lewis?
Sharon Lois and Bram, The Elephant Show.
Was that on Nickelodeon or
Yes, and I saw them live in New York City when I was a kid.
Of course
It was
you
the highlight of my life. Maybe still
yeah,
is.
I'm sure it was. No, never heard of it. I don't think so. The Elephant Show. I don't know.
Skinnamarink Dinky Doo?
Okay, better. Yeah.
All right.
Sort of coming into view, but I don't really. I'm sorry, Alex.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So what are you going to do? Flamethrower?
I'm thinking DDT.
Okay.
Oh, wait, was that a pesticide? Wait, yeah, scratch that.
Yeah,
Flamethrower, fire. Sure. Let's do that. Let's get reckless. Let's get dangerous, I like to say.
Did you say DDT and thought TNT?
No.
Okay, just checking.
I was confusing DDT and, what was that insecticide?
Agent Orange.
Yeah, there we go. During the Vietnam War, when we really wanted to get rid of all the insects in Vietnam.
Why are we equating these things with wars?
I don't know. Because we're a warlike people.
Should somebody play Flight of the Bumblebee? Oh, goodness gracious. What else can I ask Alex about?
Oh.
Folks, right in.
I have a lunch story.
No, wait a minute. Okay. You mentioned Diablo 3, but have you been playing FF11 at all?
Oh, yeah, I'm playing both. I'm
All
playing FF11 mostly during the week and then Diablo 3 on the weekends.
Let's talk about it.
Okay. Diablo 3, I'm about to tackle I'm in Act 3 of Nightmare Mode, where I have to fight the evil Asmodan. More like Asmodant.
There are characters on Nintendo.
Yeah. So, is that good?
Yeah, it's fine. I'm level 47.
Sound like such a mom.
It's kind of a mom thing. Man, remember in the 5th grade when my mom said I could get a game and we went to Toys R Us and I was going to get Mortal Kombat 2 for the Super Nintendo because it had blood and I'd rented it so many times and there was a demo and I said, Mom, look! And I did a fatality with Scorpion and my mom said, oh, no way in hell you're getting that game! And I got Mario's Time Machine instead.
When you're here, you're family.
There was an Olive Garden across from the Toys R Us. Actually was. I used to work at that Toys R Us.
I love it.
Not in 5th grade. But
so Diablo's going well.
Very well, as is the 11. The FF11, enjoying my time. And
Vanadale.
We just...
What? What's going on?
Yeah, right, okay. Where are you in that place?
Where am I? Well... I'm still trying to break the last level cap and get to level 99. I'm at level 95. I'm trying to level Monk. It's a lot of fun. There's really nothing I can say that's of interest to anybody, except possibly Scott Lowe.
I'd say you haven't said anything of interest about that game.
Then why are you asking me? Why are you baiting me if you know I don't have anything good to say about it?
Just being friendly.
Really? Oh, wait.
Yeah.
You know what I found out? If you speed up that song, it turns into the ska version.
Yeah.
Right.
That's how ska came to be, actually.
Just dudes messing around on a soundboard.
Yeah.
Hey, check this out. If we could combine this with Suits...
And then they pushed play and stop at the same time and we got dubstep. So, okay. Well, everything's basically just a lead up to Dragon Quest X, right?
Yeah, it's really fun.
But, I mean, you're on vacation, so...
I am. And you know what? I might even...
into both of those.
I might even play FF11 over break in the American states, because I might bring my netbook.
Yeah, might.
And news from my good friend Smoo, our man on the street Smoo, just picked up the FF11 package on Steam for $12. He might be joining me as well. Because, yeah, apparently everybody else who I recruited to play the game has quit already. All of the other Alexes that were in my link shell are gone.
I have to say I'm a little bit delighted to hear that.
I hate you.
I'm glad that your insidious plan to undermine me with your little link shell buddies didn't work out so well.
You're a good friend.
So welcome back to the fray.
Oli.
Yeah, I think.
All right. Why can't you be supportive of me liking a video game? You want me to play more games.
Have you ever heard of Nintendo?
Yes!
See, I'm supportive of the right things.
Well, all right. Tell me when they're going to release FF11 on the Nintendo, and I'm down.
Now.
Oh, wow! Look at that! Hey.
Yeah, I pushed the big red button, and there it is. It's on Nintendo Wii, Wii U, 3DS.
I was watching the live stream of the Vanafest a couple weeks back, and there was a
yeah.
I got up to get a drink, and I came back to watch the second half of a commercial for a game, and it was like a CG shot. It was like dudes on chocobos, and then it was like PSP August or September or whatever it was. I'm like, holy shit! They're finally they're going through with that the offline, the single player FF11. They're gonna put it on the PSP, and it was for fucking Final Fantasy 3. Not what I want, guys.
No, but they should make a solo version. Yeah,
They should.
That'd be good.
Obviously scaled, to make it playable, but
Right.
it'd be
And
so
then I'd
awesome.
play it for once.
Oh yeah.
Instead, I'm playing Final Fantasy 11 music in Theat Rhythm Final Fantasy.
I'm sorry. What did you just say?
Technically, yes. FF11 is on 3DS.
No. Say the name of the game.
You play
Say
Theat Rhythm. You have the music.
One more time.
And stuff.
Name of the game.
Pretty fun. Theat Rhythm.
One more time.
Theat
That
Rhythm.
can't be right.
I think they want you to say it Theater Rhythm.
Yes, that's how I'm.
But
reading
if you actually see it, it's actually quite clearly Theat Rhythm.
it.
Theat
That
Rhythm.
can't be right.
Theat
Theat
Rhythm.
rhythm.
Theat Rhythm.
Theat rhythm.
Look, you pronounce things the way you want to. I'll pronounce them the way I want
Kids,
to.
gather
Okay,
round.
We went over this.
Gather around the theats, so that we may appreciate their rhythms.
Yeah.
No, I don't buy that.
It's a fun game, though.
Theat rhythm.
Theat Rhythm.
Okay.
On 3DS, yeah. Lots of Final Fantasy music and Final Fantasy 11 music. You can even buy extra music, including Final Fantasy 11 music.
Oh crap! I don't have that drop. I gotta mimic it. Let's play Final Fantasy 11.
Music.
Oh wait, I'm Alex. I gotta play it real slow now.
Let's play Final Fantasy 11.
Technically, in a certain reckoning, I am playing Final Fantasy.
No. Well,
Look, I'm not saying I'm playing the Final Fantasy 11.
you're playing a Final Fantasy 11.
In fact, I'm adding a lot of qualifiers.
Bullshit.
In a certain sort of reckoning.
No.
To a certain aspect of the language. Yes, I am.
This is bullshit.
And yet I'm not. So,
Wait, is this like a Schrodinger's cat situation? Where you are at any given time playing FF11 and yet not playing FF11?
Yeah.
I can wrap my head around this. All right.
Yeah, well, you'd better.
Schrodinger's Moogle. Fuck this. We're taking a break.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Whisper if you love me, whisper, come and hug me, honey, come, honey, me. Yellow are the flowers, you're up in the tower, baby, I will rescue thee. If your conscience is warm and your heart is unborn, you can trust me. Let's pretend we can fly. I wanna see what I never saw. I got your cream upon my paws. You're all scratched up from my claws again.
Folks, we're back, and we have a special guest with us for this next segment. Folks, get ready for this. I'd like to introduce you to the Alextron 5000.
I'm Alex.
Oh, damn it.
Welcome to the show.
No,
Alextron.
I'm not competing with a robot.
How's everything going? Okay. Let me try that again. How's everything going, Alextron?
Good for you.
Okay, that didn't work either. It's still some bugs to work out, but nonetheless, it's this is a nice new addition to the show, and yeah, it should be a lot of fun from here on out. Leave me the fuck alone. So, let's go ahead. Okay, well, let me just shut this down for a second.
Yeah,
No, come on, no, hold on. I tripped the thing.
I cosplayed several times.
No, stop it. Shut down already.
Oh, good.
Come on, I downloaded all your updates.
Wrong asshole.
Yes, I did. Stop it. God. Okay. Well, I put it in suspend. It should be
Boy,
okay.
that's. I hope you got the manual for that thing.
That didn't go as planned. Maybe we'll try again next week.
Yeah.
But Alextron, everybody, how about a hand? Oh, and SyncBot behind me is running. That's great. Well, let's try and continue on anyway.
Yes. All right, folks, check it out. You're aware that, you know what? Maybe you're not aware. I don't know if it's been covered on the show. I'm
not.
I'm of Italian descent.
Oh, yeah, okay, I am aware of that.
Okay, yeah. And recently my sister, I believe...
Let me restate that.
I am of Italian descent. And recently my sister, I believe it was, discovered a site dedicated to the genealogy of our family from my father's mother's side of the family.
Right. Okay. So the Fraioli, pure Fraiolis.
Oh, no. These are the Fraioli alpha mode. These are the Fenarolis.
Oh, yeah. Wow, okay.
Yeah. So,
sounds even more like a food.
Yeah. My grandmother...
Like fennel.
Grandmother Fenaroli married my grandfather Fraioli because I guess they thought, you know what? Our names are so close anyway. What's the fucking difference?
Well, you know, alliteration is the foundation to a strong marriage.
Yeah, you know what? I've heard that.
Yeah.
Happy husband. I don't know.
But that sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, I got some information on a part of my family that I really didn't know anything about. Folks, you can check it out at fenaroli.org.
All right.
And here's a quick... my older sister was involved a little bit. She sent in an email just to say, hey, we're out here. We exist. Mm-hmm. Here's the email my sister sent the guy. I think his name is Arthur, who runs the site. Right. She goes, we were very pleased to find your site. It's obviously a labor of love, and my parents and siblings, there are 4 of us, have enjoyed the pictures and information. My husband and 2 children and I live in Ohio. I have a sister who is moving to Chicago at the end of July, a brother in the Pittsburgh area, and a brother who lives in Japan. That's me. My parents recently moved from northern New Jersey back to the Pittsburgh area. When I was young, we lived in Westchester County, New York, Mexico City, Caracas, Venezuela, and Pittsburgh. Our connection to this side of the family was cut off when Mary, my grandmother, passed away. My sister and I each have a ring of hers that we wear daily. Seeing a picture of her as a child was surreal. My father commented that it was an odd feeling to see his family on a website. The internet is amazing. I think my father will be a source of information. I think my father will be a better source of information than I will. Thank you again for doing such a wonderful job putting this together. I felt like I reclaimed a grandmother and a bit of my own history when I found the site. Can't wait for updates in the future. Until then, Jennifer. Yes, named after my great-grandmother.
All right.
So that's where everything stands. You know, I'm sort of slowly learning more about my grandmother, who I never met. She died before I was born. Mm-hmm. And I want to say that on this site covers a lot of the genealogy for that part of the family. There's a lot of stories on this site of ancestors of mine who seem to have, for lack of a better phrase, pulled an Alex.
Yes.
I'm Alex. Yeah, so first of all, I want to get this out of the way. I want to express my respect for, you know, the guy who put this together and for the family members that I have never met before. And at the same time, my bewilderment at some of these stories. So, folks, if you guys are ready for it...
I am definitely ready.
I would like to embark upon a segment called We're Alex. And you know what? I want to do this right. Let's put some betting music behind this here. I think that'll be... Oh, hey, there we go. Here's the intro on the page. Folks... sorry, the folks is mine. It is over 100 years since our ancestors came across the Atlantic, most in their teens or early 20s, to seek a new life in the New World. What in their nature caused them to leave loved ones, a life and culture known to them, to make a new beginning in a world dominated by a strange and often hostile culture and a strange language? What was their land, and hence the land of our roots, like? What are the origins of our people? What is our heritage? It is natural for us to be curious about our ancestors and the history of our origins. It is also good to remember some of the wonderful stories handed down by our parents and grandparents. The family of this discourse is limited to the descendants of Luigi Fenaroli. Stories passed on by Ettore, Eugene, Louise indicate the Fenarolis were in the past landed gentry occupying an estate in northern Italy, or Canton Ticino, Switzerland, or perhaps both. Apparently, the estate was lost at the gambling table by the lord of the manor. All right, Alex, move number 1.
Yeah.
My ancestors were apparently landed gentry, nobility, if you will, with a castle, which was lost in a poker match.
Alex!
Yep. We're Alex.
I'm Alex.
No, okay.
That's pretty good. I mean, bad, but interesting is what I meant. Yeah.
All right, okay. I'll try. I'll interpret that positively.
Sorry. I mean, I meant it positively. I mean, take it as...
Oh, no, yeah. Absolutely.
When you're here, you're family.
That is on the crest of the family. You enter the castle. And in Latin, I don't know how to say
Right.
that. It's what it said, though.
How do you say this in Latin?
Where's your gabagool?
Gabagavul.
No, you don't pronounce it like a V.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to the other one.
Oh, yes, there's more.
Oh, there's tons more. Folks, this is Louis Fenaroli of the Fenarolis. I believe this is written from the perspective of Arthur, who is the website author. Mm-hmm. He says, "My brother Lou went into the Army soon after Pearl Harbor, early in 1942. This is in a photo section of the site. I remember this photo was taken while Lou was in training in Fort Stewart, Georgia. He trained in the anti-aircraft battalion. His primary weapon was a Bofors 40mm anti-aircraft cannon. The battalion trained as an airborne unit, gun and all. His battalion went to the Far East Burma Theater via the East Coast and the Panama Canal. Luckily, Lou became ill with a serious blood disease, just prior to their departure. As a result, he was transferred to another aircraft unit and was shipped to the Philippines. There he saw action. His gun was used as an anti-aircraft and anti-tank weapon. He came home several months later after VJ Day. Here it is. How well I remember seeing his name listed in the New York Times as arriving on the good ship Pennant in San Francisco. We found out via the newspaper. Lou was not great at letter writing." So this gentleman has concerned friends and family waiting back home for him, yet does not see fit to write a letter saying, "Hey, guess what? I'm alive." Alex, move number 2.
Yeah.
It's not hard to write a letter, right?
No, it's not.
I mean, any adult. I mean, I'm assuming you can write,
especially when
take
you're
out
in
a piece
service.
of paper.
I mean,
yeah,
for God's sakes, it's part of the thing.
Yeah, even if it sounds like caveman speak. Me not dead.
Yes, exactly.
Come home now.
As long as you can form words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we got one here from Arthur himself, the website author.
Right.
Arthur L. Fenaroli. Arthur, son of Ettore and Antoinetta, entered the Army April of 1953 and was discharged April 1955. After completing basic training at Fort Dix, he spent almost 2 years with the Chemical Corps, which sounds like a really cool name, by the way, at Edgewood, Maryland. Edgewood was the home of the chemical and radiological laboratories. At Edgewood, Arthur worked in a pilot plant developing nerve gas production facilities. Boy, that was fun. I managed to breathe nerve gas on 3 occasions. I was very happy to be discharged. This man was an electrical engineer with IBM for decades. And yet, on 3 occasions, just happens to inhale nerve gas. Alex, number 3.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Are we done?
Right. No, I know you want this to be over.
No, I don't. I'm not just asking.
Well, then why would you say that?
You paused too long.
Because I don't want it just to be a stream of me talking.
Okay, I know. Okay, sorry. But you tell me that so we don't have an altercation.
Do you want me to send you a script?
Yes, please. I need script approval.
All right, next up we have Joseph Fenaroli. Joseph Fenaroli was born in Portigatone, I'm hoping that's how that's pronounced, Parma, Italy in 1886. Joseph was the first child to migrate to America. He did so in 1901 as a teenager. See Ellis Island Records. Joseph died November 12, 1925 in Astoria, New York. Joseph was a talented artist in his own right. He was known to do excellent ice sculptures. His occupation was to sculpt ice figures for patrons in the finest hotels in New York City. He continually worked in the freezers of the hotels. This is the reason given for his early demise. He died of consumption. So here we have Joseph, who is an accomplished ice sculptor. Apparently not aware that he was working in freezers. Alex number 4. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And died of tuberculosis. Well, no, hang on. That still counts as 1. Just because he has 2 lungs doesn't mean it counts double. Now, the good thing about this, though, Joseph married Genevieve in New York in about 1915. Genevieve. Their daughter, Mary Fenaroli, which is the grandmother I never met, was born in Manhattan in 1916. Mary died of bone cancer on April 6, 1954 in Manhattan. She was a very pretty lady. And I would like to say that Mary, I might have mentioned this before, seems to be one of the only Fenarolis who did not commit some sort of grievous gaffe. Yeah. So good for her. All right, next up we have Ettore. I think that's how that's pronounced. Ettore. While a boy in Portigatone, Ettore's farm chores included shepherding. As children, Papa often told us of bringing his sheep to the high meadows early in the morning using common property paths. However, in the evening, as the sun set, Papa would bring his sheep down from the high meadows across the pastures of other property owners. There, the grass was greener and richer. Papa's sheep gained the reputation of being healthier and fatter than other sheep. Papa was a good shepherd. His father recognized this and would often take Ettore to the Monday open market in Borgotaro with a centimes or two for spending money. Some of Papa's boyhood friends were wise to Ettore's evening passage through green meadows owned by other shepherds. One night they played a trick on him. As he passed the cemetery, they jumped up from behind the gravestones wearing white sheets. Papa became so frightened he began to stutter. The stutter continued well into manhood and didn't completely disappear until his 50s. That's really, I guess, really not his fault, but...
Alex!
Jesus. All right, Alex, is that number 5?
I guess so, yeah.
All right.
I mean, like you said.
Poor guy had a stutter inflicted upon him by...
Yeah, it's a reluctant Alex, but...
And it does say boyhood friends. What kind of friends dress up as ghosts and just jump out at you? I don't think so. All right. All right, we got one more here. This I don't know if this counts as Alex, but it certainly something I find a bit fascinating about my lineage.
Okay.
Louise Fenaroli she went to design school in Manhattan and got to spend the last semester in Paris studying design. An interesting sidelight to this adventure involves Louise's experience with the French officials in Paris. Because she was not a French citizen, Louise had to register with the local French immigration authorities. Immediately, she was asked if she knew the whereabouts of a Giovanni Fenaroli.
Yes.
Giovanni was on a wanted list. Louise disclaimed any knowledge, though she knew Giovanni, a cousin. He migrated to the U.S., but was turned back at Ellis Island because of a humpback condition. Giovanni did not want to return to Italy under any circumstances. He somehow managed to go to France, where he obviously got involved in some nefarious affairs. Apparently, the opportunities of the new world were granted only to the chosen ones and not to the humpbacked folks of the old world.
Yeah.
So there we go. I am related to a nefarious humpback.
Alex!
All right, Alex number 6, I guess. Yeah, so those are the highlights I thought from this website.
Yeah.
A lot of... I don't know. I don't know how to feel now.
So, Mary begat your father?
Yes, this is true. And then died.
The rest is history.
56? Yes. Yeah, we have some paintings of hers in our basement, which I actually wanted to somehow get, but I don't know how to ship them to Japan.
Yeah.
They're really nice. And as my sister mentioned, she and my younger sister both have rings of hers that they wear, which is kind of cool.
What was the little boy, Editore?
Yeah, Ettore.
I guess he found out that the grass really is greener on the other side. So.
Yeah, he actually... I can't remember if it was him, but I think he ended up becoming a successful chef in New York.
Aha.
I don't know.
Well, you know.
Yeah, so folks...
Where's your gabagool?
That was him there.
That was my... Yeah.
Rare recording.
Great-great-uncle Gabagool...
Wax cylinder recording there.
...was jailed for stealing a pound of Gabagool to feed his family!
I know, right?
Starving all right, I got nothing.
Well, you know, the son carried on legacy.
Where's your gabagool?
And then his son.
Where's my cheese balls?
So, you know.
Oh, wow. But then, wait, what about his son?
He's a little kid.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm very entertained, quite frankly.
Well, I'm glad that we could be of some entertainment. I like to consider some of my ancestors to be entertainers. Certainly, some of them were.
Yeah, I wonder how many of them looked like you.
I looked at the photos. There's not a whole lot of resemblance.
Yeah.
Mostly because I resemble my dad more than my mom's side, and even then, I think I resemble my dad's side more than my dad's mom's side. Because I look distinctly like my dad's dad, I think. Like, there's a picture of me when I was like 6 years old, and for some weird reason, my face looks almost identical to my grandfather.
I see.
Like, same facial structure, I mean, if you look
right,
at it.
Right.
Thank you.
It's crazy stuff. Well, I was thinking of that one episode of Inspector Gadget where they show Gadget's family tree, and it's just a bunch of different guys who look like Gadget, but they all have different hats on.
Love it.
I don't know why that stuck out in my head, but there you go. Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, somebody get on that Photoshop. Just make a family tree of me but like everyone has a different kind of mustache.
Exactly.
The organ grinder.
Yeah, I don't know a ton about my
The
family.
Kaiser. Oh, no?
Yeah.
The Barnholtz?
Yes, and my mother's side as well. It doesn't really enter the lexicon that much.
No?
No. Oh, well, I guess when my kid has to do a school assignment about his family tree, I'm not going to be able to help.
No, what you do is you make up a fictitious family history and you write it up, but in place of Barnholt, like you write your last name as Barnholt, but you hyphenate it like it's old time.
Right,
it's
yeah.
like Barn-Holt. There you go. Like, yeah.
Or just put an E at the end.
Yeah, oh yeah, Barnholty.
Or just take the Feneroles and scratch out Feneroli and put Barnholt.
Oh, fuck. I don't think so.
Did I tell you I'm Italian? Let me restate that.
That's me to my child.
You're going to lie to your own child?
No, I'm not. No, really, this is this is what my parenting's going to be like.
That's the way to get 99 free men on Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And then later.
You still don't have a Sega CD?
Yeah. Okay, well, that was a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and take another break.
Love it.
Love you.
Dang, wow.
Folks, we're back, and I have to say, after the last segment, I did some paperwork, and thanks to Alex's help, I am now actually a part of the Fraioli family. I had my name all redone, and so it's going to be a lot of fun from here on out.
I'm fucking Lou. Who the fuck are you?
Right.
Okay,
I heard the stuff about Lou, and I thought that's a good name. I'll be the next Lou Fraioli.
I don't know, though. I don't know if you look like a Lou.
I think
you look
I could pull it
distinctly like a Ray.
If I had the right prosthetics, maybe like some extra work on my cheeks or something. I think I could pull it off.
Wait a minute, you said extra work on your cheeks, but you just drew like little red Pikachu dots.
Well, baby steps.
Okay, all right.
All right, Jesus.
There are characters
welcome
on
back.
Nintendo.
There are characters on Nintendo.
Should play that in the segment. Oh, sorry. Crack me up. Go ahead.
Can you just hold on for a second? I'm on my hamburger phone.
Folks, thank you for listening to No More Whoppers.
Yes.
I got... I like to regale the audience with literally tales out of school.
Yeah.
And
you don't mean to speak
got one
out of school, but you do.
No. I got one this week. On Monday, I had a very short amount of time with which to eat my lunch. Let me back it up.
Yeah.
Basically, as an ALT, I live in the teacher's room. Anytime I am needed elsewhere, a kid comes to the teacher's room and gets me and says, hey, it's time for the lesson or it's time for lunch or whatever. Yeah. I guess that's just the culture. They're terrified of me like going up on my own for some reason.
Right.
They think I'll get lost. I won't be discovered for days.
There may be bigoted ghosts up there.
They'll find a big Ginny skeleton in the rabbit hutch. I don't know. Just a skeleton with a huge nose.
It's called Gavin's
I gotta sit there. What? Now I want to say, sometimes, like if a teacher doesn't realize that we have an English lesson, they'll forget to send the kid, and then I get a free period, which is like always. It's exciting.
Yeah.
It's like a snow day for me.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I have an hour. I can just sit at my desk and do whatever.
But why do they...
I sit in my pajamas and drink cocoa at my desk. What?
Ooh, pajamas, really?
Yeah.
All right.
No. Sometimes I don't know if a teacher has forgotten, or maybe they have, maybe they haven't. And I see a kid walk by the teacher's room, and I think they're going to come in and get me, and I'm gripping the desk, stay out of here! Yes. And then when they pass by, I'm relieved, but I know it probably won't last much longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, this is fine when it happens before a lesson, because I don't really want to teach a lesson. I just have to. But when this happens during lunch, that's not good, because I like to eat lunch.
Scrambled eggs all over my face.
I like to just, flop my head into the scrambled eggs. I get very agitated about some of the aspects of the Japanese school system. Some of those are not for me to get angry at. There are some cultural things that certainly are just beyond my grasp, I suppose. But one of the things...
Which have been discussed at length.
Yes. One of the things, though, that I do distinctly hate about the Japanese school system is the fact that you only have 20 minutes to eat lunch every day.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's ridiculous.
That's not good for anybody.
No.
You need time to eat, but you also need a little time to settle.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the worst part is you have 20 minutes to eat lunch, and then there's like an hour before the next class.
It's not good.
No, and that time is used for cleaning. It's like 15 minutes of cleaning and then a half hour of like recess kind of thing. But like, couldn't you just lengthen lunchtime by, 10 minutes? Give me a fucking half hour so I don't have to wolf down this thing.
Yeah. You got to fit in at least one episode of news radio.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, 22 minutes, that's including credits. You don't want to miss the credits. And so,
no.
Because you like the theme song both ways, on both ends of the show.
Yeah.
You got to make sure to fit it in there. So, yeah, I understand where you're coming from.
Talking about the Piston Honda music?
No.
Okay. I'm sorry, Piston Hurricane. Corrected myself this time. Did you know that Stephen Root is on True Blood?
I'm not surprised. Stephen Root's on everything.
As a fat vampire? It's the part he was born to play. Anyway. So yeah, sometimes the teacher forgets to send a kid down, and during lunch, this is the worst. And when that happens, I've got to sit in the office waiting for someone to realize that nobody's coming to get me, and I got to sit at my desk, not touching the stone-cold lunch in front of me as the clock ticks down.
Oh, good God.
And this week, the principal, fortunately, was there, and he noticed. But in Japan, or rule porn, the principal has to consult documents before asking me, where I'm having lunch. And he finally says, oh, hey, where are you supposed to have lunch? And I say, third grade class is going to come get me. He says, by now, I have only 15 minutes left to eat lunch. Yeah. And instead of the principal saying, oh, you better get up there, he says, oh, okay, let me check these documents to make sure it's third grade class you're supposed to be with. Okay, thanks, boss.
Yeah.
So he digs out the documents. And goes, okay, third grade, okay, great. So then...
it's like, hold on. You're a little bit too foreign to be saying things like that.
Yeah.
Let me check the paper.
Yeah. So then I've got now 12 minutes left to eat lunch. He finally believes me that I'm supposed to eat with third grade kids. He calls up to the room on the intercom and says, hey, where's the teacher? Does she know that Alex is supposed to be eating with them? And the kids are like, oh, she's not here because there's a sick kid and she's tending to him. And he's like, oh, okay, well, tell her to call back when she's done. Again, instead of, hey, you better get up there, it's just, let's wait for the teacher to get back. And then, send a kid to come get you. So she comes back eventually. She calls back down. He asks her, hey, did you know Alex is supposed to be eating with you? She says, nope, I had no idea. He says, yep. Kid comes down to finally get me. I get up there, and I have 7 minutes to eat my lunch.
So, basically, school is devoid of free will.
Yes.
And doing things of your own volition.
Yes.
Based on educated decisions.
Yes. Well, that's sort of the Japanese method in general. Is everything is out of your hands. You have to consult a document or a person before anything is done. Even if you take a step outside of that structure for 5 fucking seconds and realize, oh, this guy only has 7 minutes to eat lunch. Maybe he should just run up to the room and eat it, or maybe just eat here. No, it's we've got to go through protocol. We've got to talk to everybody. We've got to make sure that this is the right. Well, maybe he was supposed to eat with the 4th grade class. This could end the world, Ray.
Yeah.
Now it happened again on Thursday.
Yeah.
Different school, same bullshit.
Yeah, of course.
This time, you know what happened? I just started eating.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to. You're supposed to wait to get up there, do the itadakimasu and all that.
What's the worst that could happen?
Exactly.
No, but tell me, like...
It would be considered rude, which, again, is the end of the world.
Yes, but to you, what would happen? Would you get scolded?
No, I don't think so. I just think it would reflect poorly on me, I think. But I didn't care because I was teaching a 6-lesson day, which is the maximum number of lessons you can teach. And I was in no mood. I had no capacity to give a shit about mealtime faux pas.
Yeah, you went the whole 6er.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's torturous.
Anyway. Now, on the plus side, when I was up there, we watched a video on tsunami preparedness that was actually pretty good. They interviewed a bunch of these kids who were in a school that got washed away, but all the kids made it out okay. And, they were like, hey, why did you make it out okay? Because we listened and we followed directions. So, you're just sort of reinforcing in the kids, hey, when this happens, you don't fuck around. You listen to your teachers. You go to the shelter.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
Now, that day, Ray, I believe I told you about this as it happened. A kid just walked out of school. Just before lunch. Before lunch, by the way. 5th grader just walked out of school. They don't know if he had a fight. I did think it was inappropriate that they played that over the PA when it happened.
Yeah, that wasn't...
So this kid leaves, and I do want to give points here to the Japanese system. There was really no panicking at all.
Oh, okay.
Whereas in, I don't know, I picture like in an American school, everybody would be shitting themselves.
Yeah.
Like, where the fuck is this kid?
Well, I would almost expect the same in Japan, kind of.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was very pleasantly surprised. Everybody's very calm. There was no panicking. It was just like, all right.
How about on their faces? Did you notice anybody sort of?
No.
Looking? Okay.
No, it was just everybody very calmly said, okay, you and me, let's go drive around this section and look for him. You guys go around this section. You guys go around this section. Yeah. And that was really it. And, eventually they found a kid. He was just chilling in his neighborhood.
Right. I'll shoot some b-ball outside of school.
When a couple of...
But that was that, right?
I got one more thing to vent about. And this is more of a cultural thing in general.
Well, hold on. I do want to know...
yes.
Was there any fallout from that incident?
Oh, no.
Like, the kid... I don't know. Did anything happen to the kid? Or
Not
did
that
he just
I
come
know
back
of.
to school the next day? No problem?
Well, I don't know, because I only teach at that school one day a week.
Oh, yes.
I'm guessing he went back the next day, but yeah. And he didn't have his bike with him, so they knew he couldn't have gotten far.
Yeah.
And he left before lunch, so he was definitely going to be hungry.
Yeah.
And they were very smart. They said he won't have gone into a convenience store because convenience store staff know that if a kid goes into the store during that time on a school day, they call the cops.
Right. Yeah. Well, okay. He was keen enough like that, I guess.
Yeah.
But, I mean... He didn't... I don't know. I guess you can't answer this, but it's not like... Do you have any other problems or anything? Like, did he do this kind of stuff before?
Oh,
I
don't know. I don't know anything about it.
Crazy.
I don't know anything about this.
Yeah, I know. Crazy kids, man.
I know. Well, maybe he just needed to let off steam. We've all had that happen to us.
I guess so.
Remember when I ran away from home in elementary school and I sat in a cardboard box next to a tree in the backyard for an hour and a half?
I do, like it was yesterday.
I didn't get very far.
No.
Now, I got one more thing that kind of bugs me, and this is more of a cultural thing, not necessarily school related, but it happens at school. Is I'm always praised, and I hate talking about this because it gets mentioned a lot by foreigners in Japan. I feel it's kind of been beaten into the ground, but
yeah.
How annoying it is when a Japanese person comments on your ability to use chopsticks.
Yes.
And so, Ray, what I want to do here is I want you to be the coworker, the faculty member who comments on my amazing use of chopsticks. Okay,
right.
And I'm going to give you the answer that I gave for a few years when I first came here. All right, this is my answer before. So please compliment me now on my chopstick ability.
Wow, Alex, you use chopsticks so well.
Hey, thanks. I learned because when I was growing up, my family used to eat a lot of Chinese food, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to learn how. And then later on, I started to get into like sushi and stuff. The sushi restaurant opened up in my town, and I would go and try to, eat sushi with chopsticks. And but I really started to get better when I was a student here, and I had to use the chopsticks in the dining hall every day. And I guess that's when I started to. To really get used to them all. It's not uncommon. I think a lot of foreigners like to use chopsticks. They can use chopsticks. It's not like a big thing. Okay, that's what I used to say. Here's what I say now. So, Ray, give me the same compliment.
Wow, Alex, you can use chopsticks so well.
Yep. Good for you. That's what it is now.
No, that's great.
It's just I think that other people must have this threshold for, polite bullshit. Because I don't know.
Well, I'm sure they do, at the beginning. But unlike you, who is jaded, and been through it a million times.
I hate the term jaded, but I guess that is the only way to describe it. And I feel bad because they're obviously being nice and they're just trying to make conversation. And it's just I don't care. I've had to deal with this so many times before. Can we talk about something else?
Well, Japanese is full of all of that polite sort of statement and restatement sort of stuff.
I know, but I just hate having to fake that.
I know. I'm sure it's magnified worse when it's applied to you and your special foreigner magic.
And I've been stuck in the same goddamn industry for 6 years.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's too bad.
I know. All right. Well, that's. I think I've fulfilled my quota of cultural bitching for the week.
Yes. Has it been an hour already?
I think it has.
Oh my goodness.
All right, folks. Again with the oranges, folks. You know what it's time for? We did not have any donors this week, but I want to take care of this week's Facebook likes.
May I say, just up front?
Yeah.
Shame on you for not donating.
What are you talking about? I'm
not you, Alex.
Oh,
the listener.
All right, okay.
Jesus.
Well, let me drop the bomb. I did donate. No, $1.
Yeah.
Alex, free up. Okay. All right. So, first of all, big thanks to our buddies in Tokyo for giving us a shout out on their 8-4 Play podcast. Right? Did that happen? Right?
Yeah, too bad we found out like two weeks after the fact.
Yeah. We got this sudden surge in listeners for no clearly discernible reason, and then plug on a popular show. Okay,
yes,
folks, if you're just joining us, thanks a lot, and don't go away. Say that you'll stay.
We doubled our downloads for number 19.
Yeah,
because of that, I suppose.
That's right.
Or a retweet or something. But yeah, we don't pay attention that well.
No. We tend to be wrapped up in our own little worlds.
Right.
On a deal.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of work goes into making these drops, let me tell you.
Yeah.
It's so hard to focus.
I'm addicted. They got a hold of me.
And so on. But yes, I'd like to echo the thanks to those guys.
Kickstarter!
All right. Now, folks, Facebook likes. Check it out. We got 5, I think, new likes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I was wrong. All right. Folks, check it out. Facebook like number 1. Nathan Gregory Sanzone McDowell. No, that's just one guy.
All right.
Robot Master Michael Lacerna.
I see.
Noteworthy Scandinavian Jace Van Kathoven. Big-hearted Iowan Adam Peterson.
Did you call him a pedophile? What?
I think yes, Adam pedophile. Poke enthusiast and Vanadil historian Scott Lowe, and folks, we roused him just for the occasion. David Woken likes no more Whoppers. Thanks, everybody.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes. Hope we get much more.
Yes.
As always. Fantastic. Well, shall we end the show?
I think that's a good idea.
Gosh, we had so much fun this week. We learned a lot about our families.
About the Fenarolis.
Yeah. I mean, I guess our family now, like I said, Alex, it's, good to be a part of the clan.
Because when you're here,
you're family.
Thank you.
Argentina!
So yeah, as always, Facebook likes. You can like us, you can get your name on the show.
Yeah.
But if you don't, maybe you should say so ahead of time so we don't.
Yeah, that's true. Or if you want us to use
some people don't want their names out in public like that, especially when Alex pens some funny prefix to it. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, Nathan Gregory Sanzone McDowell.
Noted Nathan Gregory Sanzo McDowell. Yeah.
All 4 of him.
I like them though. Don't Alex, don't think that I don't like what you do. Okay. Just keep that in mind. I just like to let people know that we're not going to be assholes if you don't want us to be. So yes, Facebook, of course. Catch us on Twitter. No more Whoppers. Of course, we'll be a bit delayed in getting entries for this, but our Nerd Stories stuff.
That's right, folks. Can I call it Over Nerd?
Yes, that's good.
Folks,
send in your over nerds.
Yeah, there's a lot of podcasts have a popular overheard segment.
Yeah.
Well, at least 2 or 3 I know
2,
of.
yeah.
Where people, send in their overheard comments, things they hear in public, other people saying. This is over nerd.
Mm-hmm.
If you have encountered or seen crazy nerd stuff in public, let us know. Or if you've done it yourself, because that's the deal. You send in one, I give you one of mine.
Yes.
And again, mine might not necessarily be me. It might be something I've heard, but I'm going to go through mine first.
Yep. We went over this last week, so listen to that if you haven't already.
Yes.
Hopefully next week we'll have some to read.
I'm sure we will.
God willing. More than 2, okay? I would love it if more than 2 people would do this. But
Yes.
of course, we're doing this in the past, so
Maybe
who knows what'll happen.
maybe you were there for a midnight release of something, and there was a guy in line in a costume. Maybe you waited in line for the iPhone 4S, and there was a guy cosplaying Steve Jobs.
I
And you went
cosplayed several times.
Okay, yeah, I cosplayed. Yeah, that's their new app. I cosplayed. Thank you. Oh, I'm here for the new iPhone. What's your name?
Steve!
Sir, you don't have to yell.
Steve!
Please settle down.
Steve!
Sir, please.
Run a deal.
All right.
Death would just really hit me. And our main site, Tumblr, nomorewhoppers.tumblr.com.
Yes.
That's where you can catch up on the episodes, look at our funny pictures. And, of course, on Twitter, I post some funny pictures, of
You
our
do.
conversations offline, or rather offline off the show. Don't worry, I'm going to leave that in. Stick around for the Twitter, Don't just look at that once and walk away.
No.
Because I know you do it.
Are you talking to me again?
No, Nathan Gregory.
Oh. I love those guys.
And of course, like every other podcast tells you to do, good reviews on iTunes. Always number one priority.
Yeah. 5 stars. I like Alex and Ray. Hashtag you know you Ray when.
If we charted it all on iTunes, that'd be great. Even if it was the most like drilled down thing, and we were like number 900. Like I would love to chart on iTunes.
That would be something.
That'd be cool. But people have sort of been talking about it. It's not just 8.4, but I've seen some forum posts.
Really?
About, name dropping No More Whoppers.
Oh my goodness!
Because Alex Fraioli's on it.
Michael Bay Des.
And everybody loves Alex.
Hey, I am he.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi, how's it going? Are we recording?
And in fact, we're almost done.
Oh.
So everybody, thank you once again. Alex, I'll see you next week. Everybody else, keep your nose clean, and Gold subscribers, stick around till after the show. We stream the first 45 minutes of The Dark Knight Goes Somewhere Cheap. Anyway, I'm glad you're on board, and so I think this will be good.
Comes the dip.
Yeah, going forward, I think, no, we're not going to play your little pitch game, okay?
No?
We're not going to be doing that.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
It's really fun.
It's like we're running 2 different fucking shows.
I think you're right.
Everything you do is on this low pitch shit, and it's like you think it's the funniest thing in the world. And I'm sitting here going, oh god. I don't even think anybody loves it that much.
He's a little kid.